The iPhone SE and the OnePlus Nord already faced off in our speed test, so now it's time for the PhoneBuff style battery test. Taking a look at the spec sheet, not only does the Nord have a larger display power than the iPhone SE, but with a higher 90Hz refresh rate, its display is also more power hungry. Of course, the Nord does have the major advantage of having a larger battery, which has over twice the capacity of the iPhone SE's. Now, while Apple does always seem to get more out of their specs than their competitors, I don't think the question here is whether or not it's going to win, but how much of a difference there will be between the two. Let's find out. We'll kick things off in the phone test, where after going on a 1-hour phone call, the OnePlus Nord is reporting that it still has 100% battery remaining, while the iPhone SE fell down to 92%. Now, obviously, there's no way that the Nord was at 100% throughout that entire call. At the most, it was at 99.9%, but we've seen this kind of thing happen before, where some manufacturers tend to over-report on the battery percentage early on in what I presume to be an effort to reduce battery anxiety. But either way, after 1 hour of texting back and forth here in the messaging test, things seem to have balanced out. While the Nord still has the lead over the iPhone, it took a bigger hit in the messaging test, dropping by 15% compared to the 13% drop on the iPhone. So going into the email test, the iPhone is only 6 percentage points behind. We'll see what happens as both phones open and scroll through the same set of emails, where they actually perform similarly. While the OnePlus was able to add another percentage point to its lead, things are a lot closer than I thought they'd be. Maybe that'll change here in the browser test though, as each phone is cycling through the same set of websites, where this time we do see a major difference. The OnePlus drops by only 11% compared to the 17% drop on the SE, giving the Nord its biggest lead of the test so far, with the Nord only improving upon it in Instagram, pulling another 3 percentage points ahead, bringing its total lead to 16 percentage points. With the screens off here in the 16-hour standby, that 90Hz refresh rate and the bigger screen on the Nord aren't going to be a negative factor for it here, which allows the 4100 mAh battery on the OnePlus to outperform the SE, dropping by only 9% compared to the 15% drop on the iPhone. Now, it is worth noting that when you calculate the actual efficiency of the batteries, the iPhone technically did better in that standby test, as it used up a calculated 273 mAh of battery compared to the Nord's 370 mAh of battery. But of course, the iPhone's battery is much smaller, which continues to hurt it here, as the OnePlus only improves this lead after an hour in YouTube. With the iPhone only having 5% battery remaining as the two phones move on to the gaming test, just 16 minutes into playing Alto's Adventure, the iPhone's battery dies. So there you have it. Put through the same exact usage, the Nord has an estimated 35% battery remaining at the point at which the iPhone SE hits 0. Enough for the Nord to go through an additional hour of simulated navigation, another hour in Spotify, and even 22 minutes into our most intensive test here in Snapchat, making it a huge difference between the two, with the total screen on time for the Nord being a healthy 9 hours and 24 minutes, while the iPhone SE was only able to last 6 hours and 16 minutes of screen on time, putting it at the very bottom of our battery test rankings. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.